Toronto and Orlando playing tonight, TD Waterhouse Center. And, of course, everybody's talking about Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. Hey, cuz, how are you? First meeting of the year.
That wasn't a cousinly handshake, I'll tell you that much.
Tracy turning around over Vince.
What do you mean, the one with Oakley and him, or the one?
Mark Jackson going up top to half man.
Half amazing.
14-11. Pat Garrity. Gonna play a little beat the clock here. And just does.
Oh.
Ball's in the air as the horn flies. Guy's trying to wave it off, but no, clearly good. 47-43 Orlando. Work it inside, and then Tracy McGrady. Watch Vince Carter with the answer, 97 apiece. There's Vince's mom watching.
Half mom, half amazing.
Half mom, half amazing. And Tracy McGrady's final jumper, no good. We're going to go to overtime, tied up at 97. Mike Miller had a career-high 24, but that one rattles out, but McGrady is right there. 102-101 was the Toronto lead. Daryl Armstrong. That for the win. Now we're going to go to double overtime. And in double OT, Orlando up a deuce. Charles Oakley. Man, in and out. And Vince Carter can only walk off the floor in Orlando and say, I wonder how the Bulls and the Blazers are doing. Right. Well, I can tell you, Vince, it's 84-77 with 8:30 to play, but as far as your game goes, the scoreboard totals reflected a 116-111 double overtime win. Let's get back to Toronto and Orlando. You know, in the big first meeting since Tracy McGrady, you know, went south of the border.
Right, you know, Kenny mentioned that he didn't think that was a cousinly handshake, but actually it was, Kenny. They've made up. They have since mended their fences. You know, there was some words, he said type of thing after McGrady signed in Orlando, you know, and it was made out to be like he thought he was better than Carter, which he does, but he doesn't feel that he's got, you know, the weapons to go with his team. You know, they're playing with one hero tied behind their back, you know, with Grant Hill not being there. But if he had Grant, he feels that he'd love to go up against his cousin every night.
Yeah, but you can be in disagreement if you're not on the same team. You don't have to give great quotes. But we were going back to the Lakers. You had two guys on the same team that seems like they're quoting against each other. But Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter, one of the most electric two guys in the league right now. I think overall, the help of Daryl Armstrong and the maturity of Pat Garrity right now.
And Mike Miller tonight,
and Mike Miller was my early choice for Rookie of the Year.
It's starting to show a little bit better. I think Mike Miller's starting to get a lot more comfortable in that spot where Grant Hill's supposed to be.
You know how they got together? McGrady called Oakley, and they were on the phone, and all of a sudden Oakley just handed the phone to Carter, and that was the first time they had talked since they had words earlier in the year. So
Oakley playing Jimmy Carter for Vince Carter.
And then Jeff McGinnis. Oh no, that's something else, I guess.
Good time to take a break. More highlights just around the bend.